Santa Cruz, a happy setting so far for these two countries, each with a victory to cherish in this stadium 3 days ago. And the winners tonight are guaranteed a place in the quarter-finals. The two nations met in Miami less than 2 months ago. Brazil was simply breathtaking in a 4-0 win. Mexico never recovered from a sluggish start, but they began very brightly here against Colombia on Friday, and they know they must do the same again tonight against the strong favourites to win the Copa América of 1997. Brazil banged 5 past Costa Rica, and they are very focused in this tournament. It is extraordinary that they've never been South American champions when the tournament has been staged outside Brazil. The referee from Peru, Jose Arana. Well, Brazil's coach Mario Zagallo is not a great believer in the squad system, and it's the first choice side again tonight, with one change, Célio Silva fit again, returning for Gonçalves. But Mexico have paid Brazil the respect of changing their tactical approach after being overrun by the world champions in April. They've recalled Ríos in goal. Out go Abundis, Blanco and Chavez from the outfield players against Colombia. In come Palencia up front, Lara and Sánchez. Well, Ronaldo and Romário ready to go. Others not quite so prepared. The only thing that could possibly dampen the atmosphere is the rain. But the samba-loving Brazilian fans and the mariachi men from Mexico, there's a band down there behind the dugout, hoping to serenade a Mexican triumph. If there is one, it would be a rare one over Brazil. In official games, they've only had 3 victories, and one of those matches less than 18 months ago. Brazil still don't regard as official, but FIFA do. It brought to an end a long run of more than 30 matches without international defeat. Brazil said they put out their under-23 team, which they did, but it was a senior tournament, and Mexico beat them in Los Angeles. Well, whether they'll beat them tonight in Santa Cruz is another matter altogether. Bora Milutinovic, I had a long chat with him this morning, and he's determined to come up with something to tighten the defending. Something contrary to the way that Mexico normally go about their business, with a back line of 4 marking zonally. This is Palencia, one of the players brought in, who already has one historic goal to his name in the Olympics last summer, when his goal beat Italy. Luis Hernandez there, the blonde figure whose 2 goals beat Colombia much more recently. 6 is Lara. Palencia. Steered forward by Roberto Carlos, controlled by Leonardo, who was balked by Villa. Now Dunga. I say Brazil were breathtaking against Mexico at the end of April. They scored 3 goals very, very quickly, putting that point to Bora Milutinovic. He said, well, we were asleep. So it's his shortcomings rather than the brilliance of the opposition that has led to the way these Mexican players have been revved up for tonight by their cosmopolitan coach. And Sánchez sitting in there in between Suárez and Davino, giving some extra insurance from the centre at the back. Here's Nicolas Ramírez. Valencia couldn't quite get it through to Hernandez, or indeed get away a shot at goal. Djalminha. Here he is, Joel Sánchez. Tidying it up. Lara. And on the left-hand side, able to push on a little bit, Emilio Romero. But Mexico determined not to be caught on the back foot right from the off here tonight. Ronaldo. Now the electrifying Roberto Carlos. Well, one was expecting a shot then, as if he was trying to catch all of us out by passing the ball, and in the end he caught himself out. Lara. But he gets it back, Roberto Carlos. Djalminha calling for it, Leonardo switching it wide to Cafu. Djalminha, Leonardo. Now Cafu. Well, Romero not happy about the decision. And the referee from Peru has given Brazil a dead ball situation. Cafu playing for that, really. Romero would say he was just standing his ground. It's a difficult ball for Ríos, who has been their World Cup goalkeeper, Mexico, with Jorge Campos being injured. But the other two goalkeepers in the squad had a half each against Colombia. Pineda played the first 45 minutes but picked up an injury, and then Zuniga came on for the second half and didn't really cover himself with glory, so Ríos required. Cleared by Cafu. And Suárez, one of the three central defenders. Valencia. And Célio Silva, who wasn't fit to play in the first game, but was a regular in the European tournament, from which Brazil beat a hasty retreat to get here in time to carry out their Copa América commitments. So Mexico have a corner. Lara misread that. Roberto Carlos. Aldair. It's a long ball from Dunga. Romário, who was last seen being substituted here with a curse and a comment out of the corner of his mouth directed at Mario Zagallo. The media have been trying to drive a wedge between the two of them since that happened, but anyone who's been substituted will understand how Romário feels. He's hoping for a chance here from the first really probing run in behind Mexico by Roberto Carlos. Leonardo. Dunga, pass of some authority to Cafu. There's Flavio with the touch, and now the tussle and the turn. But Mexico coming up with the answers so far. Hernandez. Cafu. Just wonder about the physical state of Brazil. They have had so much football crammed into them over the last 8 or 9 days. And as I said earlier, Mario Zagallo doesn't believe in using the full 22 players at his disposal. Caps for Brazil are something to be cherished, and the best players get them as long as they remain the best players. And this group have certainly caught the eye of the veteran coach. Romero. Hernandez, who must be full of bounce and bubble after those 2 goals that beat Colombia. Mexico's throw. Hernandez. Romero. It's Djalminha, headed on by Flavio. Djalminha got a foot to it to good effect. Cafu. Cafu's had a bit of stick this week from the former Argentinian coach Carlos Bilardo, who's here working for a Spanish-speaking television network. He's not a great lover of Cafu. Leonardo trying to take it on the burst. And Villa, a bit fortunate then. He was losing possession through his own mistake, and then there was enough contact from Flavio to give Mexico the free kick, and the midfield man a bit of a reprieve. Romero trying to curve a pass for Palencia to chase. Célio Silva down on his knees. Strongly made character at the back. Quite a late developer in terms of international football. And Brazil, let me remind you, conceded 4 goals to Norway recently, and then 3 to Italy. Since when they've been able to shut out England and Costa Rica. Leonardo, and attack may well be the best form of their defence. All sorts of ricochets then. And maybe handball given against Leonardo in the end. Well, Mexico will be looking at this first chapter of the story of this fixture as a particularly vital one to the final outcome. To get through the opening stages unscathed would mean a great deal. Ramírez, that's Nicolas Ramírez, the younger brother of the veteran international Ramón Ramírez, who's not in this squad. Hernandez. Palencia. Well, it was a good turn, maybe a shot that betrayed a bit of inexperience. It's a colourful scene in Santa Cruz, despite the weather, wet and windy. But a group that has already produced 13 goals in 3 games. And if it produces none to add to that tonight, it will be a major feather in the Mexican cap. So one way or another, I think we're going to get another important and interesting match here in this setting that seems much more suitable to cohesive football than the rarefied atmospheres of La Paz and Cochabamba. Lara. Mexico being urged on all the way by Bora Milutinovic in that extrovert style of his is prancing up and down in his technical area and beyond it at times, trying to instill his own self-belief into his team that have begun well. They didn't finish well against Colombia. They were rather fortunate to see it through for the victory here 3 days ago. Leonardo, Suárez intervening. Here's Hermanvilla. Ramírez. Mexican fans enjoying this and they're giving the Olays a bit of an airing they might not have expected to do when their nation is playing against Brazil. But the passing has produced a free kick. Aldair trying to keep tabs on Hernandez. Pardo taking it. And a goal! Hernandez again! Brazil are behind. In the 13th minute. And Mexico are absolutely thrilled by this. Somehow Hernandez got his head to it through the crowd. Pardo with the free kick into the danger area, but it needed some battling for here. The sort of ball that you would expect defenders in all truth to deal with, but Brazil were culpable, and Hernandez gets his 3rd goal of the tournament. But there's an equaliser on straight away, and it hasn't materialised for Ronaldo, who hit the goalkeeper. Credit Ríos with spreading himself to stop the shot. It flew back, hit Ronaldo again. It could easily have gone in, but it went wide, and bore us all agitation again. So that would have been a dreadful blow to Mexico, who lost their concentration and lost their marking of Ronaldo. Well, it's never been straightforward for Brazil in the Copa América outside Brazil. They've won it 4 times in Brazil. But on their travels around the highways and byways of South America in this tournament, something has invariably gone wrong. Well, it's early days in this game, and even a defeat tonight wouldn't put them out, but it would certainly set the tongues a-wagging around the world. It would be marvellous for Mexican football, but it would be very premature to talk of defeat at this stage. We've now had 15 minutes, but it is Brazil 0, Mexico 1. Those are the flags that are flying high at the moment. Valencia. Roberto Carlos, Flora Milutinovic said to me this morning, we're going to play like England. We're going to go with 3 at the back and use the same sort of formation, flood the midfield, leave a couple up front, Valencia and Hernandez, and see what happens. Well, what has happened so far has justified the switch. And the polish at the moment, as well as the early goal, is coming from Mexico. And Brazil haven't found any zip yet, but here's Djalminha and Leonardo trying to get going. Out comes Suárez, free kick given Brazil's way. Is it near enough to goal for Roberto Carlos? Well, we'll never know, because Djalminha put the ball down and took the free kick himself. Ronaldo, Cafu, and that's okay for Adolfo Ríos. 2 up for Mexico. Aldair gets a glance on it, but only for Hernandez. Dunga's struggling to get there. Hernandez takes him on, and Taffarel able to hang on to the shot. But Brazil were labouring again. But here's Romário. And when the ball was played, and remember it travelled a long way, he was caught offside, but Brazil were nearly caught off guard. And Hernandez doing very, very well again, but so too did Taffarel, who hardly narrowed the angle, but was in the right place to cope with the shot. Romero. Now Villa. Sánchez. It's Mexico's throw. A moment or two ago, the referee taking exception to the challenge by Cafu and showing the yellow card to Brazil's right back. Villa. Dunga getting a foot to it and it deflects out. Aldair. Mexico, Mexico is the cry in Santa Cruz at the moment. Leonardo. Heading it back from Djalminha. Still Leonardo. Villa got more of the man than the ball. Now, Roberto Carlos has come across this time. Djalminha, who scored the free kick, give Brazil a first goal here against Costa Rica. He's also surveying the scene. So a couple of irons in the fire here for Brazil. And the yellow card went out to someone there. Whether it was number 8, Ramírez, he seemed to be closest to the referee. Valencia was on the end of the wall. And it is going to be Roberto Carlos. Oh, well saved. It was close to the goalkeeper, but the dip on it, the handling of a greasy ball, needed to be perfect, and it was. By Ríos from Roberto Carlos. Sometimes you wonder whether the wall is in fact necessary from that sort of range, that it can only be a distraction. That wasn't an easy ball to take at all. And he's got a back pass and he scuffed the kick. Ríos, this is Romário. But nothing doing. A very in-form Brazilian forward who's got himself fit and raring to go back in the international scene. Well, a terrific opening 20 minutes in Santa Cruz. Here come Mexico again with Hernandez. That's a bit theatrical by Dunga, but it was a foul. And that's what I don't like to see. Telling the referee to brandish the card. He should be better than that, Dunga. He was pressed by Palencia. He certainly didn't do enough to induce such a heavy fall as Dunga managed to manufacture. Lara. Romero. So Brazil trying to come from behind here. Lara breaking up that attempt to do so. Pardo. Palencia. Villa. Now Romero. Brazil looking sluggish. And Mexico anything but. Misjudge. It's a weak point of Roberto Carlos's game. The deep cross into his area. Romário with some very good control in the circumstances. Cafu. Now Flavio. Leonardo giving it to Roberto Carlos and supporting on the outside. Dunga trying to flight it through. Give some supply to Ronaldo and Romário. The one chance that came seconds after Mexico had scored, Ronaldo couldn't take. Here he links up with Romário, and he was being held back by Davino as another telling of the referee to book him, but I'm sure he knew that there was a cautionable offence. But it's a measure of Brazil's frustration. They're not used to being behind. And it was a definite tug back. And now, from the free kick, definite danger to Mexico. Davino books. Djalminha eyeing the angles. Ríos trying to get ready. It's Djalminha's turn, but he hasn't found the range. Milutinovic, who's closing in on a fantastic feat. Mexico should qualify for the World Cup finals next year, and as long as he maintains his position in charge of the national team, which hasn't been by any means totally secure. He will be doing it for the fourth World Cup finals in a row. 86, 90, and he was with Costa Rica. 94, the USA. And 98 back with Mexico again. Hernandez, certainly his job security will increase if Mexico go on and win this game. And Cafu has been booked. That's a final warning, and Davino runs a long distance to say, well, hang on, that's as bad as what I did. So it should be another cautionable offence. Cafu leaving his foot in. Well, some would say he's lucky to still be on. Free kick to Mexico. And trying to get someone free at the near side. Romero. Ramírez. Now, Célio Silva taking man and ball. If at times it's a little bit cynical, basically the missed time tackles for a lack of sharpness by Brazil, which has been very noticeable for all their work in the first 25 minutes. Dunga. Off goes Ronaldo, out comes Ríos and gets there first. Roberto Carlos, too high for Romário. Might have been a very good call there by Romero to Davino to leave it. Valencia battling well up against Célio Silva. Hernandez helping out in midfield. Aldair read that well. But backheeled it straight to Pardo, quickly to the feet of Valencia. Villa. Looking towards Hernandez, who's certainly not the biggest striker in the competition, but he's making these darting runs, and anything that's potentially headable, he's getting to. Still nicked it onto the head of Célio Silva because a corner's been given. Which Mexico takes short. Aldair. And Djalminha couldn't flick it forward, which was fortunate for Mexico. There might have been a break on. Flavio fighting to keep it in. Lara. Well, so different from the match in Miami in April, which is all over at this stage. So tight was Brazil's early grip and their only goal-scoring potential. Romário got a hat-trick in the end in a 4-0 success. Dunga having to hang on because there was precious little movement around him. Aldair. Flavio. Cafu with a curling cross, but no one really attacking it for Brazil. Certainly Ríos made it his. Here's Pardo, another of the group who's come through the Olympic team, like Lara and Palencia and Villa. Dunga, who played in the Olympics back in Los Angeles in '84 and got a silver medal with Brazil then. Villa. Now, Célio Silva with another free kick, and spared really the referee's second thoughts about a booking, because Mexico took the free kick quickly but unsuccessfully. Leonardo, not to let him get within range with that left foot. Villa. Now Lara. And Suárez. Villa. Able to find their men quite easily, Mexico. Cafu. Flavio. Dunga. A bit more cohesion from Brazil here, but until it gets to Ronaldo. Another long one aimed for Hernandez. I think he was guilty of a push. Leonardo, the Colombian squad appearing in the changing rooms to do their own scouting on their next opponents, who are a goal down to Mexico. Flavio, and a free kick. Dunga. Brazil still struggling to get the initiative. Well, that looked more obvious than some of the decisions that have been given. But nothing for Djalminha that time. Aldair. Straightforward ball through the centre. Romário wanted the goalkeeper to come, and he didn't fail. Romário then boots it forward himself. Hernandez, still Hernandez! Well, this is simply sensational. Just over half an hour gone. Mexico lead by 2, and a double for Luis Hernandez. 2 against Colombia, he'd be proud enough of that, but 2 here against the mighty Brazil. His pace and his persistence, Aldair couldn't cope. It was a matter then of keeping his head, and he did that and gave Taffarel no chance. Brazil can't believe what's happening to them. Bora Milutinovic, is he masterminding one of the great Copa America upsets here. And this is the man who's putting it all into play, all the theory and the talking that's gone on over the last couple of days. Well, there's absolutely no doubt about who is the player of the tournament to this point. Mexico's number 15, the blonde hair and the headband. Memories evoked of Argentina's Claudio Caniglia. But Hernandez has been answering those questions about comparisons, saying, well, I admired him, but I want to be known for myself. Well, he certainly is being known for himself in this tournament. Ramírez. And here's Villa. Well, in truth, as Pardo tries to get in on the act, there is no sign of the best of Brazil. They look off the pace, and Hernandez is setting the pace spectacularly. Dunga. Lara. All the mobility coming from Mexico. Sánchez. Now Dunga. Flavio was challenged as he played it. Well, Brazil's workload. A week ago on Sunday, they played, and a thrilling game it was, a 3-3 draw in Lyon in France against Italy. 2 days later they played England in Paris. Then they set off later that night with a long journey back through their own country to finally get to Bolivia. And then within a couple of days of arriving, they were playing again and winning with a fair amount of comfort against Costa Rica. Only 3 days between that and this game, so whether it's all caught up with Brazil, that might be being a bit unfair on Mexico. Leonardo, Dunga. Romário, Ronaldo, Leonardo, Romário. Get up and get on with it is the message to him. And certainly Ríos gets on with it to stop a shot that had him sprawling away. Dunga checks back into the middle of defence. Someone's got to cope with Luis Hernandez. But good handling by Ríos again. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Solid tackle on Roberto Carlos by Valencia, and then Roberto Carlos himself went in high. And what's the referee going to make of this? He shows the yellow card to the Brazilian, and that's a suspension for him. Pardo on the receiving end. Roberto Carlos, who got a yellow card fairly early in the game against Costa Rica. Hernandez. And it ricochets away kindly enough for Brazil to Cafu. Leonardo. Pardo getting back. Romário. Dunga. Ronaldo. Plenty of players around him. And they forced a fairly tentative touch from him. Now Cafu, nothing tentative about this. Bora has another message to impart. But his players are doing him proud at the moment. They lead Brazil by 2 goals to nil. Free kick in favour of Ronaldo. Djalminha knocking it to Roberto Carlos. Leonardo. Now Dunga. Romário can't get there. Lara calmly to Pardo. And offside is Francisco Palencia. Oh, goodness me, Brazil need the backing of their fans now, but it's the Mexican supporters you can hear. Ronaldo, they need him to spark into action too. And tumbling at the end by Romero, and Ronaldo doesn't want the handshake. He wants to use his arm to gesticulate to the referee that there should have been a booking. Well, against some countries you would not think of a shot coming in from an angle like this, but this is Brazil. He's got a bit lucky. It wasn't a shot, but a curving ball towards the far post. The goalkeeper was grateful in the end to clutch into his arms. Just too far ahead of Villa. The slip and 1 or 2 little things have gone Mexico's way. That and notably the chance for Ronaldo immediately after Luis Hernandez scored his first. Villa. Romero. This is Nicolas Ramírez, but his mind read by Leonardo. 5 minutes left in the first half. What an extraordinary first half it's been. Sánchez. Hernandez being strong and determined. Palencia. Hernandez waiting on the right. Valencia now finding his teammate moving infield, and he spotted Romero, really giving Ramírez the best of opportunities to get to the pass. Lara, Mexico have it again. Brazil confined to their own half. Villa. Pardo's cross. Angle once more for the sharp movement of Hernandez. Remember, like Costa Rica, Mexico are invited guests. And as far as Brazil were concerned, they're pretty unwelcome visitors to the party at the moment. Djalminha and Dunga trying to show a little bit of the audacity that might lead to others to respond, like Ronaldo. And Romero playing the ball. Now, surely not deliberately designing that touch to get it back to the goalkeeper, who dropped on it. And 1 or 2 worries for Mexico here. Got a toe to it. And Ríos deciding But he'd read it well enough, as far as the refereeing was concerned, to prevent the corner. Villa. Hernandez onside. And that's Taffarel. Leonardo. Ronaldo, Romário. Leonardo's there as well. Roberto Carlos on the scene very rapidly. Flavio. Dunga. Leonardo, Romário. It's a little part of Brazil's game that's worked well. Leonardo and Romário's understanding how they like to serve each other. Djalminha. Ooh, big decision this one. Mexico don't like it. And it could just give Brazil a lifeline with a couple of minutes to go before half-time. Well, they certainly had a claim for a foul, judging by that replay. Now, this is almost identical to where Djalminha scored from against Costa Rica, but Djalminha has moved away. And Leonardo, also very gifted with his left foot. Brazil badly need the boost. Right close to half-time. Leonardo! Well, the curve was against him. But starting point wasn't quite central enough for the ball to bend into the near top corner. Curved wide of the post. This will give us the best angle of how close it was. But always on that move away from the frame of the goal. Suárez. Mexican fans calling for the half-time whistle. And whistle goes, but not for half-time. Ball's out of play. Dunga. Ronaldo. Djalminha. Good block. Valencia quickly across. Looking very fresh. That's the apt word for Mexico's first half performance. Distinctly fatigued. That's how you would sum up Brazil. And there was some evidence of that even before Mexico went in front. The Peruvian referee controlling it all with a calm demeanor. Romero. Nothing calm about the Mexican fans at the moment. They're going absolutely wild. And they're going to cheer their team off to the dressing room area here, because it's been a fantastic first half for Mexico. Milutinovic changing his tactics, but not sacrificing attacking invention to just bolster his defence. But they have been tight at the back, and they have taken two chances. The man in form, Luis Hernandez, with a header from the cross from Pardo, and then forcing his way free to pick his spot for a second. And time for everyone here to draw a little bit of breath, because Brazil, unusually, are on the back foot here in their second game in the Copa América, having won the first 5-0 at half-time in Santa Cruz. They're 2-0 down. Welcome back to Santa Cruz. Brazil to start the second half with a substitute on. Then Nielsen, who was one of the real stars of that 3-3 draw recently against Italy in France, and was then injured early against England in the following game 48 hours later. He's come on for Djalminha, similar player, left-sided. And Brazil needs some impetus from somewhere, and this young man certainly has the potential in his play to provide it. Supporters have been standing dismally in the rain during half-time, while the Mexican body language has been far more positive. Well, Brazil need to find some sort of catalyst. Maybe Denilson will be it. They are 2-0 down to very well motivated Mexico. Both goals from Luis Hernandez, taking his tally in the tournament to 4 already. I wonder what Mexico's policy will be in the second half. It certainly wasn't to rest on their laurels in the first 45 minutes. You have to be mentally tough to win matches like this, even in the prominent position that Mexico find themselves in at the moment. Leonardo, corner off the boot of Davino. And if you had to pick one international team to get out of a position such as this, I suppose Brazil would be the top of most lists. Roberto Carlos with the corner. And Dunga assessing the situation. Denilson almost got through with his first contribution. Denilson's only 19. Mexico have got a defender down injured. What sort of compassion will Brazil show here? There's your answer, absolutely none. Denilson, and the block by Sánchez, who was hoping that the referee would have found a way to stop the game, but he couldn't really. Under the etiquette rules that seem to be in place now, it was the onus on Brazil, but they weren't prepared to squander a potential opportunity, and it's led to a corner. It was Denilson trying to get through. Romero was hurt. Suárez stood firm. So a corner for Brazil. And there's a goal back from Aldair. Well, you can question that, I suppose, as to whether that was in the spirit of the way the game is played at the moment. Mexico, the man light at the corner, that's not Brazil's fault, but whether the corner should have been earned by Denilson is debatable. But battle well and truly commenced by Brazil now. Dunga. Here's Flavio. Dunga again. Now we'll see what Mexico are made of. Such a revitalizing element, scoring a goal. Célio Silva. Brazil 1, Mexico 2. Denilson. Romário. Valencia buying his side some precious seconds. Dunga, he's lost out to Hernandez, but got a tackle in on Valencia. Ronaldo. Leonardo. Ronaldo made space for himself in the grand manner. Romário. Well, in the end, they blocked the shot, which was maybe a bit late coming, and still he almost forced a way through, and then Ríos, not sure who the ball came off, played safe and kicked it out. Brazil really with a bit between their teeth now. Here comes Dunga. Now Denilson. A teenager who plays for São Paulo and says he will continue to play for them until the World Cup finals. He forced the corner which Roberto Carlos took. Aldair went in there. I'm not sure whether it was totally his, the final touch. But it's a goal for Brazil, that's what matters. Leonardo, Dunga. But Mexico going through a harrowing time at the moment. Of all things that they needed to do was to see it safely through the opening minutes of the second half. Denilson. But their lead suddenly looking very fragile. And Denilson getting on the ball, and he's got a lot of individual ability. Trying to tease Roberto Carlos forward. Mexico 10 back in and around their own penalty area. And they're looking just a shadow of the team they were in the first half at the moment. Denilson. Well, they won't want to foul him there. And Villa eventually hoiking it away. Palencia doing well to force his way in front of Célio Silva, but back come Brazil. Roberto Carlos over the head of Ronaldo. Dunga got a toe to it. Well, the cameraman looks at Luis Hernandez. The Mexican team really look to him now. They need to find an outlet. Lara. Dunga. Roberto Carlos. Now Luis Hernandez. And that was a very, very good tackle from Dunga. Leonardo. Brazil sensing that they can sort this game out in the second half. Maybe more than a touch of fortune about one goal. They're looking now to fashion another with Flavio. Villa. And he'll come straight back again. Aldair. This is Dunga. Leonardo, good try. Palencia and Flavio. But that was hit wickedly by Leonardo, but Ríos, in a group where the goalkeeping has been certainly not the most eye-catching feature of the football in this section of the Copa America. Ríos is looking the part more than most. Brazil 1, Mexico 2, and it may not stay that way for very much longer. Is it wave after wave of Brazil attacks at the moment, but Villa trying to find a way out through Hernandez. Valencia, that was handball, wasn't it? Well, the referee didn't see it as that. Control certainly up around the upper arm. Well, it could seem a very long second half, this, for Mexico, as they try to dig in, having had their half-time lead cut in half so quickly in the second half, in the 48th minute, in fact. Dunga, Danielson. Well, having lost the ball, he was quite happy to go to ground. Leonardo. Poor Milutinovic must be very concerned about his team at the moment. Ronaldo, goalkeeper's ball just, and Ríos wanting to get it upfield quickly and try and use the counter-attacking power of Hernandez and Palencia, but it won't stick up there. Roberto Carlos. Danielson. Losing Pardo. Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos with a right foot, not quite such a threat. Hernandez, now maybe Mexico can break. They've got to keep doing enough, and they're not at the moment, to stop these surges from Brazil. They've got Lara on the ball. Closed down quickly by Leonardo. Romero. Now Ramírez. Valencia is offside. Yes, by a good yard. Roberto Carlos. Lara hounding Flavio, but fouling him. Free kick taken from a good 20 yards further back from where the offence took place. The referee not too bothered about that. Danielson. Dunga. And Roberto Carlos. And Sánchez, who was probably worried for a second or two, although he didn't give the appearance of that. Roberto Carlos pressing forward at every opportunity. A question of making sure that the ball was played as well as the man. Pardo on the retreat. That's how Mexico have been since the game restarted. Brazil at last have picked up the scent. Leonardo. Romário. Oh! Well, everything's going their way. That shot would have gone wide. But Romero crashed it into his own net. So it's 2-2. Well, it looked as though it would be a Romário goal, but it's a Romero own goal. He wasn't to know. You could see would have gone past that post, but Romero came careering in, and he and the ball finished in Mexico's net. And it's taken some 15 minutes for Brazil, with some help from the opposition, to give us parity here at 2-2. And Blanco is getting ready to come on. Dunga, Flavio, Pardo away to Ramírez. And if you inclined to have a bet, I would suggest there's only one team to put the money on now, but Mexico put us on the wrong track in the first half, when everyone was backing Brazil to control this game right from the start. Well, they've only controlled it from the start of the second half. Palencia comes off. Blanco, who started the win against Colombia, is on as a substitute against Brazil. Dunga, Ronaldo, Romário in behind Suárez, who lunged and effected a recovery. Well, the supporters who've been following the other two sections in this group stage of the Copa America might feel a bit shortchanged, but it's been real value for money stuff here in Santa Cruz. The fourth match in Group C, and there have been 17 goals in total in this section so far. Pardo, Villa. Nilsson out-tricked by Lara. Romero trying to get one in the right end. This is Cafu. There's a draw. Isn't a bad result for either side, but Brazil want more than that, and they may well get it. Leonardo, whose finishing doesn't always match up to his approach play, but he got onto the partial clearance and was well off a target with the shot. Roberto Carlos on the gallop, and Mexico understandably giving an air of panic. Nilsson. Yellow card for Pardo. Brazil wasting no time, taking the free kick. Dunga. Ronaldo, Romário, Ronaldo. But now Blanco for Mexico. Pardo getting a booking, and Flavio also catching the referee's attention. Blanco. Dunga, who is such a great organizer, and without him they never quite look the same team in terms of sensible, practical play to go with all the tricks and the thrills that others provide. Then Nielsen. Dunga's there again when required. Romário, that didn't come off. Villa. And it's Blanco through the centre. Cafu covering. Well, where do we go from here? Mexico's first half undoubtedly totally deserved. 2 goals to the good. And then with the fortune suddenly switching their way, Brazil are back at 2-2 and starting to play like world champions. Then Nielsen. Mexico had made them look second-rate for the first 45 minutes. Ball's out of play. Dunga. Noise is coming from different parts of the stadium now. Leonardo. Roberto Carlos. There's not been an attack worthy of the name from Mexico in the second half. Célio Silva. Ronaldo didn't quite get there. Sánchez beat him to it. Aldair. Did a lot of talk about Brazil needing this Copa América for their own competitive development for the World Cup. Of course, they qualify as hosts and don't play in this big round robin between the South American countries that's going on either side of this Copa América. But the Brazilian players have been quick to point out here that they want to be the champions of South America for its own value. They appreciate the honour of winning this particular tournament, and preparing for the World Cup will come later on. Hernandez. 13 is Pardo. Villa. Brought out by Nielsen and then taken on by Brazil. Pardo. Villa. Aldair nipping in before Pardo, and Roberto Carlos has to check back. Aldair was taken a bit by surprise. Then Nielsen is there, trying to spread the play to Cafu. Leonardo, who certainly doesn't look weary. Villa. Dunga. Brazil first to absolutely everything at the moment. Leonardo lets it run. Ronaldo, another of those little give and goes that look so wonderful when they come off. That didn't quite. That's sloppy from Nicolas Ramírez. Not the sort of area that Mexico want to overpass it. Lara. Pardo can't get there, and nothing's happening for Mexico at the moment. Célio Silva. Now Dunga. Hernandez. Blanco will take on Célio Silva if he can. Checking back and looking for others in the centre. 2-2 between Brazil and Mexico. And Mexico looking for a second wind here. They've been hit by a storm at the start of the second half, but they've not yet been sunk without trace. Ramírez got it through somehow to Hernandez. Brazil have got a lot of players back, but Hernandez leaving a trail here. Pardo rather played into trouble. It was just a bit on the short side for him. Leonardo's control was good. Romário, Ronaldo didn't live up to the work of the others. Ríos has got to come and rather spooned it into the air. And then there's a push by Leonardo on Ramírez. Flavio. Dunga. And Dunga wants the ball, not anything else. Romário, beautiful. Suárez sends Ronaldo down. He was pretty much outskilled. Free kick taken by Leonardo. Romário, that's the goalkeepers. I don't think the ball was stationary when Leonardo took the free kick. He was a long way late, wasn't he, Suárez? And actually had every right to reach the yellow card again. Ronaldo goes for the near post area, and Ríos not to be caught out. Ronaldo's been talking about how he wants to finish top scorer in this tournament, and he's got to get cracking. He's got two, but Hernandez at the other end of the pitch today has managed 4 so far. Here's Roberto Carlos with a corner. Blanco. Cafu has let Blanco win it back. Hernandez against Dunga, who's not the quickest. Others arriving like Blanco. Crucial stop by Taffarel. That possibly was the moment for Mexico. They made the chance on the break, but they didn't take the chance and break Brazil and hurt them again, having put so much into the start of this second half to get level. Garcia to come on for Mexico. As we look again, Hernandez, I think, was trying to take it through himself, and Blanco looked offside. But Taffarel had to stop it, and stop it he did. Nicolas Ramírez has gone off, and Garcia is on. Now by Pardo, one of the players already booked. Ronaldo. Strength not enough then. Garcia. Brazil hunting possession and getting it powerfully with Flavio. This is Ben Nielsen. Roberto Carlos trying to burst between the two of them. Sánchez and Roberto Carlos on the way back. Dunga, then Nielsen. Suárez. And that was Aldair brushing Hernandez aside. Denilson, good tackle by Sánchez. As though Denilson had found a route through then. Villa. Weak header by Romário. Romero. 15 minutes to go. Hernandez against Célio Silva. Needs some help. Starting to resume a bit of menace, Mexico on the break. Blanco. Blanco again. Mexico's throw, and we look again really at what sort of levels of fitness Brazil can exhibit in this situation. They've been pushed all the way here, having travelled half the way around the world to come to Santa Cruz to play in the first place. Villa. Davino to Villa. Pardo. Well, a bit of what we have, we hold from Mexico. But it's a risky game to play. I don't think Brazil are going to be accomplices here in settling for the draw. Here, Roberto Carlos not really seeing eye to eye. One of those free kicks that could have gone either way. Number 2 combatants being spoken to by the referee. Cut it out is the message. Flavio. Leonardo. Oh, one too many for Romero. Ronaldo. Still Ronaldo! Great stop by Ríos, and again from Romário, and Romário's put the next one wide. Double save by Adolfo Ríos to stop the recovery by Brazil being completed here. It might yet be. It's Ronaldo! And Romário wasn't following up then, he was standing and watching. Otherwise he might have had another chance. Aldair. Well, he's been quiet, Ronaldo. Oh, Leonardo fighting for that. Deflected, goal! Well, it is going Brazil's way. But they fought on the far side when Mexico wanted it to go out for the throw. Leonardo wasn't giving it up. But yet another deflection. Romero thought it had gone. Leonardo didn't. He was standing the defender and arguing with the linesman. Leonardo was playing the game and maybe winning the game. Two-0 down at half-time. And it's now 3-2 to the mighty Brazil. There haven't been goals constructed in the classic manner. And hang on a minute, here's Blanco. Oh dear, the shot was so far off the mark that Pardo almost had a chance to turn it in as though it was a pass. But Brazil can't rest on their laurels yet. Let's hope Pardo was. Villa. Well, Mexico have contributed to their own downfall, and they will have to accept the consequences of that. They have also shown in the last 10 minutes or so that they're still capable of scoring again. And even if they are beaten, they've again sent a little message around the world that Brazil do leak maybe too many goals. The side that is hoping to retain the World Championship in a year's time. Suárez. Garcia. Garcia again. Back came Flavio, throw to Mexico. And those who paid for the double header here tonight have seen Colombia beat Costa Rica 4-1, and they've seen 5 more goals here. Now, was this out? I don't think it was. The assistant referee got it absolutely right. Romero was yelling for something that wasn't his to be entitled to, and Leonardo just kept on going like a true professional and got his reward. Suárez. Mexico wanting to make another change. And it hasn't been the happiest of second halves for Emilio Romero. And Abundis, who's a striker, comes on, and I suppose from Mexico's point of view, probably they hadn't banked on too many points from this game, so they might as well have a go, and if they lose 4-2, well, so be it. But there is a chance of still getting something late on. But it just stems back to that moment when Dave Nielsen kept playing, when Mexico had a player down injured, and had the game been at 0-0, maybe he would have played it out. But because Brazil were 2-0 down, he played on, forced the corner. From the corner came the first goal, and everything has followed like night after day, really, with that air of inevitability. First goal, undoubtedly the turning point. Villa. Blanco. That's strong play by Sánchez. Good play. Brazil caught out here. The cut from Abundis. The cut back for Garcia. Oh, and it was Hernandez. In it seemed on the hat-trick. Mexico is sure it should be a corner, but it's given as a goal kick, and this was a golden opportunity. Abundis, Garcia, Hernandez poked it wide. Wasn't the best first touch from Abundis, but he had time to retrieve. And a softer glance at the ball then, and there would have been another twist to this remarkable tale in Santa Cruz. Pardo. 5 minutes to go. Blanco. Mown down by Dunga. Mexicans don't like the nature of the challenge. The referee intervening. And Brazil not really concentrating at the short corner. And in the end, the man who's usually got his mind on the job, Dunga, hoisted away. Well, they haven't been true Brazilian classic goals to turn this match around in the second half, but what it has been, it's been a recovery of champions. But it isn't all over yet. Pardo, out comes Taffarel. Oh, and it's Abundis. Not quite. Garcia. Mexico's still got a lot of players in there. Garcia with a header. Then Leonardo back to Garcia again. This is Blanco. And they're in again, and Mexico. And surely it's a corner this time. They're hanging on, Dunga and company. Well, it's been a fantastic game. And the group here has done its best again to try and diffuse the prejudice that's gone against this Copa America in certain quarters of the media. Leonardo still wondering whether he's actually won the game with that third Brazilian goal. Isn't going to finish the game. Zé Roberto to try and help Brazil see it through, which they're doing with the utmost difficulty. Mexico have had a real resurgence in their play. Davino. And an offside decision doesn't please the Mexicans, and Bora Milutinovic is leading the chorus of displeasure. But I think that was a very good decision. Because it's when the ball's played, not when it arrives. This is Ronaldo, and Ríos has had a great game too. Own goals and deflections have ruined the result for him, but his own performance has been of a different class to what we saw from the two other Mexicans who played in the first game, and indeed from other goalkeepers in this competition. But Brazil closing in on a dramatic victory. They're in no hurry to take the corner. And the referee might be going to book someone for time wasting here. And Flavio, who has been booked earlier, most stupidly gets himself sent off. Well, he's got to go. Flavio Conceição. And Brazil now down to 10 men. And that give Mexico some extra impetus here with Abundis. Célio Silva, who's also been booked before. No foul. It's Nielsen dribbling with the ball. It seemed in the wrong area, but it was a lucky break, and Cafu Crossing for Romário, and so much to bring you here and this double header from Santa Cruz tonight. But the fact is that Brazil are only seconds away from ensuring their place in the quarter-finals. Pardo. Denilson. Got a long way to go. He's got Romário with him. Denilson knows where Romário is, but he can't find him. Lara into stoppage time, and surely that spell of time wasting will lead to the referee extending the game. But Denilson extending his legs and his lungs to get back and intercept, and finding Zé Roberto. He wouldn't back against Brazil finding another goal. Zé Roberto and Romário, and this desire to score then leading to an offside that maybe they should have thought about. Zé Roberto, I think, could have gone on. That's Dunga in the demolition job. So the 2 goals by Luis Hernandez offered Mexico such hope in the first half, but they haven't been enough. Villa. Now Blanco. Showing the trick to Roberto Carlos, but not getting away from it. He does get a cross in. Dunga met it perfectly. Romário. Brazil have won it. Mexico complain that maybe not enough time was added on, that there should have been some decisions that went their way, but it's sheer disappointment in the end, because they were in a great situation to chalk up a historic result for Mexican football, and indeed to put themselves into the quarter-finals. But Leonardo, who's won the game with the 3rd Brazilian goal, speaking to Bora Milutinovic, who has to take defeat on the chin after bravely setting out his stall and getting such a response from his players. The 2 goals that they thoroughly deserved in the first half from Luis Hernandez, but it fell apart so quickly in the second half, and the ball flying in off various Mexicans, giving Ríos, who played so capably, no chance. Losing the first goal so early in the second half undermined the Mexican resolve. Brazil, without ever producing the classic play that they're capable of, showed the fighting spirit that's also the prerequisite of world champions. They are through to the quarter-finals of the Copa America. They've done it the hard way here, but they've come back from 2-0 down to beat Mexico in Santa Cruz by 3 goals to 2. The players getting a terrific reception as they go off, and it has been a thrilling evening again in Group C.